Yo, what's really good, YouTube? It's your boy Moody, yo, coach of the Westchester Weavers. And today we got our GPL Week 6 matchup against the Milwaukee Braviaries, coached by Nathan. Haven't played him before. Kind of excited to play him. He's got a really cool team. Um, but let's get into this match. On his side, he's got Mega Bennett, Vileplume, Arcanine, Togeous, Seismitoad, and Kieran Black. While on my side of the field, I got Chandelure rocking with the Choice Scarf, Flamethrower, Energy Ball, Shadow Ball, and Trick. And then next we have Toon World rocking out with Shadow Ball, Tri-Attack, Recover, and Toxic. And then we are rocking out with the beautiful Crank Yankers with Knockoff, U-Turn, Defog, and Roost. And then we have Skeletor, the Scoldipede, rocking out with Poison Jab, Earthquake, Mega Horn, and Protect with that with Life Orb. And then we have Cammy with them thick thighs with Thunder Punch, Fire Punch, Fake Out, and Drain Punch. And then we got Virgil in his debut game. Virgil the Latios, rocking with a Life Orb, Psyshock, Surf, and Draco Meteor, and then Recover. So, looking at his team, obviously Mega Bennett is a threat. Our defensive answers are pretty okay against it. I mean, like Porygon 2 doesn't want to take a knockoff, but Manabuzz can kind of hard wall it. I am max special, max defense, max HP, Impish, specifically for that Bennett. The Porygon 2 is meant to take on the Kieran Black. Chandelure has a pretty good matchup too with this. Might want to try. Well, the Energy Ball, he's probably Rindo, Seismitoad, but I could take at least one Scald and then just kill him with the Rindo. Togekiss is kind of an annoying Mon, but I do have Thunder Punch on what's his face on Cammy, and then Vileplume, also another annoying Mon. But I do have some answers to it. And so my plan all along was to lead with Porygon 2. Like, because Kieran Black is just hard to switch into, so I'm like, all right, well, if he wants to lead Kieran Black, well, I got the answer. But yeah, so I'm gonna lead that, anticipating Kieran Black, and if not, we can always just pivot around into our other Mons. He decides, he decides to lead off with Mega Bennett. I'm like, okay, don't want to lose the Eviolite turn 1, so I'm going to go into Mandibuzz. He is going to, what is he going? He's going to Taunt right here. Probably fine, but Prankster does not work on a Dark type Mon. And then I go for the knockoff right there, and then get the Black Sludge off. And then U-turn out of there on the following turn and go into Porygon 2. Porygon 2 has a lot of special defense. He eats that up relatively well. I just go for the Shadow Ball and just try to get some damage off it. He gets the Toxic off. Kind of unfortunate. Kind of want to keep this thing healthy and just around, so I just go into Summer Shandy on the Synthesis. Predict it right. I go for a Trick right here. I figured he would go into Seismitoad or Arcanine at this point. So I was like, okay, well, I'll give one of those things a Scarf. And then he decides to go into that. Scouting what he has, I decided to go into Crankankers, what he wants to lock himself into. It does nothing. And I'm Rocky Helmet, so this thing is going to take some damage. That's perfectly fine. I'm going to U-turn out, and we're going to play this game again. Well, we're going to go into Virgil, making his debut. Devil May Cry, boy. Virgil. Yeah, so this is a pretty free side shock right here. I decided to go for this side shock. It does a lot, but not enough to 2 KO, and I still don't want to get this thing T-waved. Potentially speaking. He decides to go for the Protect right here. Not sure what he was trying to scout there, but go into the U-turn and then go back into, or go into Porygon 2. I think I tried to lay Toxic on this thing, I believe. Yeah, and then, but he goes into the Seismitoad, perfectly fine play. At this point, I think I switch into Mandibuzz. He goes for the knockoff. I lose the Rocky Helmet. It's not the end of the world losing that. Would have been nice to keep, but it is what it is. I decided to go for the U-turn right here, not anticipating him to switch in, and I go back into Virgil, and I'm like, all right, who's trying to take this side shock? And so I go into he goes into Arcanine. That does a shit ton, but since I gave this thing the Scarf and I know it has Crunch, I'm not trying to take that. He doubles out into this and trying to get the free Wish off. I decided to go for the knock right here, so his passive recovery does not happen anymore. So his only kind of recovery is off the wish. It's perfectly fine. I decided to U-turn on his switch, and then right here, since he wasn't showing any item, it was kind of obvious that he was Rindleberry. I have the assault vest right here, so I know I could live a Scald. Chandelure is pretty bulky in general, and I mean Seismitoad generally is more defensive on. It can be offensive, but generally it is more defensive in league play. So I decided this is a pretty free energy ball, so I decided to go for it right here, and then he does reveal the Rindleberry, perfectly fine. He decides to get up rocks right here, and then I think I go for a Shadow Ball right here. Yep, because Seismitoad at that range could not live a Shadow Ball, and that does a lot of damage. I think I go for another Shadow Ball. Yep, go for another Shadow Ball, and this thing dies. It's good to get that out of the way, and then I think right here I go into Crank Cankers to try to get these hazards away. That does nothing. He's locked into it, so this is pretty free defog. He gets the switch into Togekiss on the fog. I decide to roost up on the wish, and then I decide to U-turn out. And then he decides to go for an air slash. That does a pretty good amount of damage, even with Assault Vest. I mean, Togekiss is pretty strong. So decide that, gets his special defense drop, which is kind of nice. He goes for the protect, and then try to get up all of his health back. But with the special defense drop, he's going to be forced to switch right here. I decided to just go to Shadow Ball, and then this Arcanine is about the paint, which is kind of nice. Can't live the Shadow Sneak, so I got to switch. He makes a good double into Vileplume, and then I just decided to U-turn right here, and then go into Virgil. He decides to Toxic me, so he's putting my Latios on a timer, which is perfectly fine. We go into this, and then we're losing a lot of health with leftovers and all that. He's had to protect just to stall out another turn toxic damage. I decided to go for the recover on the protect. Try to get this thing a little like more damage, but I'm racking up toxic damage. Is not good. He goes for the protect, fails because on the switch. See, this is where I wish I could trick, but I have the assault vest, so it is what it is. And he's just doing this like wish protect shenanigans. It's not the worst thing in the world, it's just kind of annoying. That's all. He goes for the air slash, kind of annoying. And he doesn't die there, which is really annoying. I decided to go into Mega Medicham on the protect, and then this thing is not living a Thunder Punch. Let me tell you that. I decided to Thunder Punch right here. He decides to scout to see what I'm going to do. Perfectly fine. He goes into this. Eats it up. The Poison Point activates, and I'm like, fuck. And this is a pretty big deal, and this will be a big deal later. And I'll explain why. But because the Poison Point, it's going to start to wear this thing a little down, and I kind of need this at full or close-ish to full. Well, basically what this thing allows, what the poison allows, is it allows me to get whittled down a little more and put me in Shadow Sneak range, which is kind of unfortunate. I decided to go and Fire Punch right here, and then I lose a little bit more health, which is really annoying. I'm in Shadow Sneak range. I decided to go into Crank Cankers, and then he makes a nice double into this. Kind of unfortunate. I decided to sack this thing. I decided to sack Porygon 2. Well, not Porygon 2. I decided to take it because I feel like I could have taken it. And then I didn't know what this Kyurem was, so at this point in the game. And then judging by that damage output, it seemed like he was well, he definitely wasn't Specs. Let me put it that way. He wasn't Specs, and he obviously doesn't show the Life Orb. So he was most likely. It is a Zmon user, so it's most likely a Z Crystal or it is a Scarf. Probably Scarf, but can't really tell for sure. For sure. He goes into this, and then I just die. Or no, I go for the recover, and then I think I decide to Toxic right here. Probably should have Toxic on the second Ice Beam, but it is what it is. I decided to Toxic this thing though, and then this thing is now on a timer, which is really nice. He decided to go for the Wish. I go for the Knock, and then just try to help Toxic, facilitate Toxic. We're speed tying right now, so it will be a whether I not win the speed tie or not. I decided to go for Roost as much as possible. It is, or well, I go for knockoff there, but I might as well just go for Roost right here. There's no point in not going for Roost if you catch my drift. Especially not at this point. I think I would decide to go to I think I decided. Let me slow down a little bit. in that last play I decided to knock off because I didn't want him to get Kieran Black in for free off the roost. So I decided to knock off, but it seemed apparent that he was just like gonna let this thing die, and he just wanted to like whittle this thing down perfectly fine. I just needed this thing at full for Kieran Black to take one ice beam from Kieran Black. And I decided to roost. Serene Grace is not coming through in his favor, but he goes into this. I think at this point he's scarfed. So I just want to see what he locks himself into and decide to sack the Porygon too. Perfectly fine. And then this thing dies. And then right here. I decided to go into Mandibuzz, right? Hear me out. So the plan was he Scarf, right? So Scarf because of the poison point. Scarf Karam beats Mega Metasham. I don't have Bullet Punch wouldn't kill anyway. But because of the poison point, little bit of chip damage, I can't live. I can't live an Ice Beam, or it has a pretty high chance to kill. Latios gets out sped, can't live, and then Scolipede. I don't really want that to take an Ice Beam. You know what I mean? So the play was either to go into Chandelure or Mandibuzz. So I thought he was locked into Ice Beam, but I wasn't 100% sure. So I couldn't go necessarily into Chandelure because I would not have outsped even if he wasn't scarfed, and he could have maybe like, I don't know, Z Dragonium Z me or like Z Earth me or whatever. I still had that in the back of my mind. Or he could have just like Z moved me or something. I know with Crank Anchors right here, right? This is a big play right here. So the play is to take one Ice Beam and then knock off the Choice Scarf, then knock off the item, right? I'm pretty sure it's Scarf. I'm like almost 100% sure this is Scarfed. And I confirmed with him after the match this is Scarfed. So it is Scarfed. The play right here is to knock off the Choice Scarf, live the Ice Beam, and then roost up on the Mega Banette, and then beat the Mega Banette with Crank Anchors. For this to happen, I need to get I need to like, so the roll is 77 to 92, right? I need anywhere between, I need it to do 85 or less. Or yeah, I need it to do pretty much 86 or less, or 86 I believe. I need it to do 86 or less. So 77 to 86. Just need that to happen. And then we win the game. He can't taunt me because this is Gen 7, and he can't taunt me. And he then I can get the roost up, and knock off or Shadow Sneak won't kill me. And he showed taunt, and he definitely has Will-O-Wisp. Like there's no way against my team he doesn't have Will-O-Wisp, especially with Scully and Medi. So I just need that to happen and win the game. So, but he gets 89%, and I'm like, fuck. And then I get frozen too, and I'm like, yo, 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 not the good yo, but the bad yo. So it's unfortunate that that happened, but what are you gonna do, right? Um, so at this point, I'm like, all right, I think I lost. And then I was just like shocked that that happened. I'm not gonna lie, guys, I was pretty shocked that that exact scenario that happened, and I'm like, yo, no. So I just like, man, I lost. um, so right here, I don't know if he's scarfed still or not. So I don't know what I was doing here. I should have just gone to Chandelure right here, and fired off a Shadow Ball, or yeah, probably should have shot Flamethrower or Shadow Ball, but I fuck up and just hit Fake Out, and I was just like, damn, I lost. So I just lost right here. He cleans up with this, and then I try to scout to see if he has Will-O-Wisp, just in case on the off chance he didn't for whatever reason. Maybe he had like Toxic or something. But he does, and I'm like, all right. And then I can't live a Shadow Sneak from Latios and Chandelure. Can't live a Shadow Sneak. Yeah. So that's the game. I probably would have still died to the Kyurem. In that play where once Mandibuzz died, probably actually, I don't think I think Kyurem still could have beat Chandelure with 2 Ice Beams, and I don't know if 2 Flamethrowers would have killed Kyurem. So I probably would have just gone into Latios there, but it is what it is, I suppose. So he just burns me right here, and I'm like, yo, I lost. I need like 4 EQs to kill him. So, and that's the game. That's the game, guys. Yeah. So, if I had played that a little differently, could have gone. I could have what's it called? Could have at that Mandibuzz point once I knocked off the scarf. I could have gone into Chandelure, and then sacked the Chandelure. Just kept on shadow balling, and so the Banette couldn't switch in, and then he would have killed that, and then I could have gone into Latios, Draco'd the Karen Black, and then could have won with Mandibuzz because giving his set, the worst he can do to me was knockoff, and that's 11 to 13%. That's why I was saying that I just needed that ice beam to just put me at 15 because he couldn't taunt me, and then I could just roost and knock off and slowly kill him. So it is what it is. Good game, Nathan. It was a great game. A lot of fun. I think I played well. A couple things here and there. Could have just won, but what are you gonna do? It's Pokemon. So until next time, guys. Moody Claws out. Peace.